Let's roller derby.
And here we go, lead jam for the New Jack City Rollers right out. That is not rocket science. New Jack City Rollers in the white, Blue Ridge All-Stars in the black with blue trim, both reversing their uniforms out from the first game. So pay attention out there. Call off, speaking of paying attention, as it's not rocket science, strikes first, 4 points.
Absolutely.
Plus, was it just 4 or 4 more? Let's see. Again, the All-Star action right here, second half of our morning doubleheader. The Blue Ridge Roller Girls All-Stars, hello, against the All-Star New Jack City Rollers from Jacksonville, as the Olympian number 480, Aaron Jackson, meets up against number 5, the veteran rider, Lee Jam Jackson.
That is the Olympian, Aaron Jackson, an impressive athlete. You know, Tommy, I have an Aaron Jackson story I'm going to share with you later on. You let me know when you're ready for it, okay? Aaron Jackson coming back around, getting involved through this jam, working away around the pack, on the outside of the pack, virtually untouched against Blue Ridge.
Star pass to Aurora Thunder, but unable to do anything with it as Jackson scores and calls it. The old hit it and quit it, as we were told in the JRDA to not say. 9 points total on that one, 13-0. Speaking of JRDA business, I did make it back in time to hook up electroshocker. There's a Dunkin' Donuts across the streets. So good morning, everybody. 28 minutes to go in the period.
Leanne Grohl trying to work through the pack, and then Blue Ridge having to bridge out. Number 6, the Blue Ridge Jammer, Snot Rocket Science.
301 Legs Russ, 912 Aaron Go Brawl with the defense in the back, along with number 950. And I have the wrong roster in front of me, but you see it out there. There we go. Bullet Sucker making her New Jack City Rollers debut as a blocker. And through again, that is Leanne Grohl, 814. And through again is Grohl. Tractor Taylor with the star, but drawn back again by Legs of Us. Number 9, Stephanie Gens up front with Smash Sister Aaron Go Brawl. We're used to seeing that. Those of you used to seeing the New Jack City Rollers. Recovery by Grohl, but then set upon by 13, Pocahontas. And through again for 5 more points, total of 20 so far. And through once again. 25, that is. 17 seconds to go in the jam.
Tommy, I don't mean to abandon you. I'm wearing lots of hats right now. I tried to.
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
Thank you. Thank goodness I'm with Tommy, because Tommy does like to talk roller derby, and he's very good at it. So you're welcome. You guys are. Luckily for the fans out there listening on YouTube, you'll be talking most of this about.
Well, yeah, you wear many hats, including that purple hat, literally. And the Tampa Roller Derby, you know, this I'll Be Damned production. If anybody wants to contribute to the production costs, yes, you can. You can go to paypal.me/albdammENT. That's paypal.me/ALBDAMMENT. As we pick up again with 111 Jam Starella. But it is lead jam for number 88, Dr. Octopussy, for the Blue Ridge Roller Girls All-Stars.
Thank you very much for that, sir. Back to the roller derby action. Blue Ridge knocked out on the host. Not rocket science taking a hit and calls it off.
Good block there by 62, Fancy Smancy, and calling it off from the floor. Good work. 1 point on the board for Blue Ridge. These two teams had a history going from the 13 to the 14 season, and I'll get into that more as we continue on. It's not rocket science on the line, eclipsing the Blue Ridge Jammer. We'll identify her momentarily.
Ryder.
There you go.
Ryder is the Blue Ridge Jammer. Ooh, it's not rocket science. Burst on the outside. What a move. As it's not rocket science, already a half a lap lead on the pack that quick, Tommy.
Wow, it's like Aaron Jackson is training the other jammers. And Blue Ridge up front, -1 blocker running offense. Aside from that, a defensive pack as Snot breaks through again, 5 points. (9-11) the pivot. Trauma Queen looking to break through, but Snot called on a penalty, and it appears to be a back block. So this is a Ryder power jam, or rather, we can say the star pass has been completed, and everybody can see it. Even Stevie Wonder, number 911, Trauma Queen, has the star for Blue Ridge.
That would, when that was certainly in NFL, that would be incidental contact, because there was a lot of bumping and hitting going on in the middle of that pack in the trenches. So that's action happening in that pack.
This is All-Star Roller Derby primetime television, folks. Do not blink. And through for 5 points is Trauma Queen. Yes, indeed, 25 seconds to go.
You know, we might, Tommy, I guess, you know, and we're kind of putting it out there now. I should have run this by somebody, but you and I, you being in Jacksonville, we're going to have to work out something for maybe ABD coming up there and working together on something in Jacksonville.
Definitely, yeah.
Right? Or we could team up on some stuff and hit other parts of Florida together and do some magic stuff, huh?
Sure.
Yeah, we could try this.
Even more magic than what happened in that jam. 23 points total, 17 for New Jacks and 6 for the Blue Ridge All-Stars. As Coach Streak just wants to impart some opinion.
Jacksonville's certainly in control and everything going Jacksonville's way right now, but none of the points are easy points. You can say that for both teams. There's a lot of hitting, and the pack play in the trenches for the football fans out there, just really impressive. And Erin Jackson, the Olympian, that's why she's an Olympian.
And spins and spins and spins and through with a track cut on number 6, Tractor Taylor, and was called on the track cut, realized she cut track and was called out as she passed the penalty box. So skating all the way around, being the veteran that she is, instead of turning around and going the other way. Erin Jackson threw 5 points on this power jam.
Tough luck for Blue Ridge, because you do not need to give Erin Jackson, you don't need to clear her path in any way. Burst on the outside, wow. You know, this would be as good a time as any while she's skating laps.
As veteran Team Florida skater Little Looney once said, Erin Jackson skates better than most people walk. And there's that hop for 5 more. And through on the outside just to be different. 4 more.
Blue Ridge Jammer back in now. It's not rocket science. Tiptoeing footwork. What amazing footwork. 360 spin move on one toe stop right here in the middle of turn 3 and 4, right in front of the danger zone fans. My goodness.
And Tractor Taylor, that's what she was going for in turn 1 on that track cut, and that was a hair's breadth kind of call in itself. 19 points total, 20 for Erin Jackson, 78-7, 20 and a half to go in the period.
That is an official timeout. Nope. Yes, there is an official timeout. Let's go back to my Aaron Jackson story. You want to? And then I'll get up back on the regular derby and stop being the Aaron Jackson fan show for a little while.
It's hard. It's hard.
I had to go out to my truck earlier to get some stuff out of my truck and bring it back in. And, you know, as you know, the parking for the extended parking is a walk, you know, and it's over this kind of an extended lot. And we go out there, and I'm going to my truck, and I actually did a Facebook Live thing on my Facebook page and said, so, folks, this is why this lady is an Olympian. And Aaron Jackson was out there running in the parking lot, laps in the parking lot, getting ready, while everybody else was getting ready in their own way. She was up there by herself, pushing it in a gravel parking lot.
Olympian Aaron Jackson in public, if you will. Lead jam, Leanne Grohl.
Doing those laps in public, if you will.
And so is Leanne Grohl. 5 points plus 5. Dr. Octopussy, Legs for Us wants a track cut. Apparently not going to get it.
Wow. Oh, now she does.
Did you see the footwork?
Calling penalties like Stephanie Gentz does.
That was remnants of Fred Flintstone at the Water Buffalo bowling tournament is what that was.
And Leanne Grohl called on a high block. Jammers will swap.
One jammer in, one jammer out. As now Blue Ridge, where they're going to try to put some points together here. Lots of hard pack play on the outside. Wow, what a move. And that's Dr. Octopus. She is flying around the track trying to take advantage of this break for Blue Ridge. Put himself in a good situation. You got to take opportunities like this when they stare you in the face, Standby.
Right, and completed the initial pass and then came back in almost record time. Leanne Grohl back in play as well. 27 seconds in the jam, and of course we will reach the full 2-minute time limit momentarily. Strictly defense except for one offense. That is Legs for Us once again. And offense also shown by 9/11 Trauma Queen. Oh, and that'll do. That and inadvertent trip there at the end. 15 points plus 4 for Blue Ridge. (93-11). I think that'll hold. 18 minutes to go in the period. We still have raffles going on later today. Tanker Bell may or may not win the next raffle. We have tickets all over the place. You get in, so he doesn't. Number 5, Ryder against 111, Jamsterella. And, oh man, that is close. It is Jamsterella with lead. Lady Ryder called on a track cut. Power jam by Jamsterella, then she calls it because she didn't realize it. And
third straight.
And the New Jacks fans are like, WT Grants, what are you doing, Jamsterella? So she stays out to start again.
Third jam in a row. Penalty on the Blue Ridge jammer.
So she takes responsibility for the power start and picks up, well, except for one lap, you know. There we go. Ain't it fun? Jamsterella threw backwards and sideways. And Ryder returns to play.
Ryder coming back into play for Blue Ridge. Goes immediately into that 3-wall. Ryder back and forth, lateral movement, trying to make something happen. Forced outside on the outside of going into turn number 1. Lateral movement coming back on the inside. Jamsterella, a spin move on the inside, ran a lap, and calls it off. Great footwork by Jamsterella.
Trauma Queen unable to do anything with the star in which she was entrusted.
Yeah, but Ryder, the lateral movement across, back and forth across the track, trying to get by that three wall of Jacksonville, certainly impressive. And because the whole time you're moving sideways and keeping your balance, you're also pushing forward. You try that at home, folks.
Yeah. Number 6 versus number 6. Taylor and Snot. Ain't it fun skating in the real world? 6 versus 6 once again. As Snot, number 6, earns lead.
Tampa Roller Derby. I know there's a lot of volunteers and everybody's busy, but look, it's midday and the beer is ready to be done. And if you're responsible or learned in the art of tapping the keg, please go over there and help them out. Because, well, beer, yo. Tampa Roller Derby. The keg needs tapped. Thank you.
.480 Aaron Jackson against Dr. Octopussy. And Jackson with lead jam. On one skate. Doing those crossovers like nobody can tell her how.
Is there one particular voice?
5 points scored.
(113-12). Here we go. Aaron Jackson coming circling back around at Blue Ridge. Lots of lateral move back and forth. 9-1-1.
And a forearm called on number 13, Poke a Hot Mess. 15 for Jackson thus far.
Octopussy going back into that three wall, trying to get some help from 1083. Well, I'm just not seeing it right or something today.
River City Rat Pack on the left side of your screen and the French Broads on the right side of your screen cheering on their league mates. 24 points scored by Jackson. And that'll do it with 27 seconds left in the jam, but still 28 points scored, 136-12. Thank you once again for listening and watching. tinyurl.com/albydamderby. Again, tinyurl.com/albydamderby if you want to share what's happening. Also, we invite you to join the conversation on social media or start the conversation on social media. Given the Sunday morning, hashtag Franky Panky. Ken LeBlue here, fresh from vacation. Thank you for joining us.
Dude, LeBlue, Phantom, Keith Ridge. Every one of y'all sitting here, if you live in the state of Florida, 99% of your Facebook profile pics, the man that took it is in this room between those three.
Right. And if you crop that watermark, I will personally come and throw this pin at you. Some crosstalk on the track or off the track. I have no idea what they're talking about, but Refty Venture looking awesome in that leopard shirt. And I also like the color coordination from Blue Ridge. Don't say I'm biased. That's a hard color to match. Lead jam by Ryder over Leanne Grohl.
Ryder is an amazing skater.
I'll say. Ryder was one of these skaters who several years ago jammed in the New Jacks versus Blue Ridge series from 2012 and 2013 and earned 2 points there. I remember Chief Goober was on that team, and also Ryder, coma inducer as well.
So because when I like,
and as far as the New Jack City Rollers, Kat Keedy was there, formerly Kat Vaughn. Fancy Smancy, I think Shady Godiva were there, and Stephanie Gentz as well. Back to live action. Jam Sorella with lead jam over Tractor Taylor.
It's not rocket science coming back from Blue Ridge, working around through the wall crack, going on the outside. Coming in back in left. Trying to move on the inside. Spin move, great move by It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science now chasing the pack. Jam Storella coming back around, but it's not rocket science trying not to let the gap close, and jam called off by number 111, Jam Storella.
And also 77, Mad Dog Kelly Murphy making her Sunday morning hangover game debut. We couldn't call it hangover game than Junior Derby. She's got that Derby hangover now. Number 6, Not Rocket Science, beats up with 88, Dr. Octopushy. Good matchup, right off the line it is. And lead jam for Snot. Snot scores, calls it. Was it in time? I do believe. Yes, it is. 4 points. Now, some of the critics of Derby might be wondering about this score and what's happening here and why and who and what and how. Point is, Blue Ridge Roller Girls stepped up to the challenge as the New Jack City Rollers and the Tampa Tantrums both called out the entire WFTDA and said, come down to Tampa and play us. And Blue Ridge did, and for that, they deserve several points themselves. Aaron Jackson, lead jam over Ryder.
And the Blue Ridge, it's probably hard to tell for the fans out there on YouTube because our announcer booth is very close to the Jacksonville faithful. But the Blue Ridge fans travel well, and they're here in numbers, and they're on the other side of the track for the most part and spread throughout the building. Their merchandise is set up right over here. You guys that are in the building, make sure you stop by the Blue Ridge table. They are represented well here this weekend. And, yeah, you brought it up. We got shout-outs to Blue Ridge for traveling well and really representing themselves and their league. They're such great fans, too, so we're great to have them here at Franky Panky.
And I like the Blue Ridge logo, though I miss the old one with the pigtails out to the side and the missing teeth and everything, but this one much more photogenic.
There's something to be said about black and blue.
Leanne Grohl and Tractor Taylor now fighting it out, and Tractor Taylor with lead jam. With much the same signaling to go for it as Jacksonville has through.
What a move by Snot Rocket Science on the inside with the apex jump coming out of turn number 2. Lands there with a great play now. Flowing and coming back around. Lead jam 5 more. Takes the 5 points from.
And yes, it is a power jam, excuse me.
And then tiptoe, great footwork, able to stay in the first time, but not the second time as number 301 came in with a big hit. Legs are us. Great defensive play. Blue Ridge able to keep and avoid the track cut. Smart play going back around. And then the official right there on top of it. Others might not have saw it that way, but the official was right there behind that. And these volunteers doing great work, and you got to trust the officials. And the Blue Ridge doing great work on their jammer as to not take the track cut.
Better to correct yourself and continue to jam rather than to say, no, I didn't cut. No, I respectfully disagree. That doesn't really work in the real world. 15 points there for Blue Ridge, 151-29. Every point counts on flat track stats and, of course, in the WFTDA rankings. As 111 Jam Sorella jams against Dr. Octopussy, number 88. And through is Jam Sorella with lead. Coco Fry with the defense, and 77 Kelly Murphy swing and a miss, and Dr. Octopussy through. It's not rocket science back on the line with the veteran number 5, Lady Ryder, on the TV. Snot on the inside, caught. But earns lead as Sweep 15 coma inducer called out for that block. Effective nonetheless. Snot, dodge, dip, duck, dive, dodge as she does. Up front, and I believe that was Chief Goober, but nothing doing this time. As neither jammer having the easiest time at it. 4 points, though.
Ryder coming back into the pack play. Once again facing that Jacksonville wall, but Ryder, impressive footwork and strength. Ryder is such a complete skater, as able to push with you, and then that burst of speed on the outside and the flash of footwork. Ryder, hey, you go push up on those Jacksonville blockers for this long, this steady, and then burst of speed and outrun people. Yeah, you try that.
Yeah. 17 Tater ready this time. Didn't quite commit to the block the first time around, but this time met up with the rest of the pack. Cat Von with some offense, and there we go. And Cat Von with some more defense, and there we go. 301 Legs to Us with a push. Aurora Thunder through. But that'll do. 4 points scored to 24. Net 20 for the New Jack City Rollers with 4.5 to go in the period, 179-33. Remember, beer is on sale now. It is not too early. We will not judge. PBR $2, Bud Light $3, and cider for $4.
It's not rocket science going up to the jammer line. I'm sorry. Where's
the Olympian Aaron Jackson getting to the jammer line quicker than we can see and earning lead jam much the same.
Womp womp. Tractor trailer on the jammer line for Blue Ridge. I'm sorry, Blue Ridge. It's been a long weekend. My apologies. I'm trying to wear the announcer hat as well, but there's another star pass.
I got Aaron Jackson and Crash Register mixed up once, so don't worry about that.
Tractor trailer with a fake out keeps the star. Lots of very intelligent skating and using the star pass to their advantage in two different jams back and forth. Last time the star pass, they did that to get the call off, and then now coming in to fake the pass and work your way out, coming back out the other side. Blue Ridge trying to do different things, trying to work their way around this talented Jacksonville team as Dr. Octopussy comes back to the jammer line for Blue Ridge. And Blue Ridge, the pack going down the old pivot line. I don't think they'll start there, but they might. We'll see. As during this official review, as Christocuffs is out there showing some love. Speaking of Christocuffs, we have the best. We're so lucky in Tampa Roller Derby. This tournament, as much fun as we have, it is a lot of work to do. And I'm so proud to be part of this league during this tournament, because we all work very hard to put on this tournament and to watch things come together. Red Stiletto is kind of our boss tournament week, and we all listen, and everybody volunteers up and gets to work, steps up. So many people work. My broadcast team, I'm not even going to start because if I don't name everybody, I'll be mad. And then the medics here, and then all the visiting, the THAs that came in to work hard. Thank you so much. I guess what I'm trying to say is thank you to all the volunteers out there. But this tournament, and those of you listening out there in YouTube land on the I'll Be Damn YouTube channel. But if you're a volunteer in roller derby, thank you. We appreciate you, no matter where you are. Thank you very much. It takes a village to do this thing we call roller derby, especially come tournament time. And pat yourselves on the back if you're a volunteer for any derby league, especially the juniors. Speaking of juniors, we got juniors coming up in just a little bit. Speaking of volunteers, Base Invader coming over here to give us the official
Base Invader.
word. Blue Ridge challenging the no call, track cut call, and then but the officials saying nope. We've looked at it and we can confirm and we got it right. So Blue Ridge does sadly lose their review as the officials now get back to work. Keith Ridge photography out there. That's the guy in the middle with the camera. For those of you out there in YouTube land, out here taking pictures, one of the 3 photographers. I'm sure there's more than 3 actually here this weekend.
I've just been told we have 2 cameras rolling currently on the feed. So if you want to contribute to this 2-camera feed, go to paypal.me/AlBeDamnENT. Lead jam for Dr. Octopussy over Jam Sorella.
Just what Octopussy and Blue Ridge needed. They need to come out and get a lead jam. Because you know what?
Brushes off Legs are Us and Aaron Go Brawl. However, Jam Sorella scored.
Blue Ridge calling off the jam, but Jacksonville able to sneak in on the inside, much to the chagrin of Blue Ridge, able to pick up that 1 point. Blue Ridge was trying to call it off, it looked like, and
I knew it. I knew that was coming.
Didn't quite get seen. It looked like from here that Blue Ridge was trying to call it off, and it didn't get called off. And I'll bet you that's what they're challenging at this right now.
Both sides probably claiming they scored more than 1. $5 basket of booze. The raffle ticket's still available. Or at $5 for the tickets for the basket of booze. Worth more than $5, as over 30 bottles of spirits and liquors are in that basket. The winner will be announced during the final game. You do not have to be present to win, but you must be over 21 to enter. We actually would probably prefer you be present to win. Otherwise, shipping all that stuff might, going across state lines might pose an issue. Ice Baby by request. DJ Ito on the Big Ape. All right. Official review on that one was New Jacks believing 4 points were scored by the 4th whistle. However, they were not.
Womp, womp. No. All right, Ryder coming to work for Blue Ridge against Not Rocket Science. Ryder working around 5 and 6. And Ryder with a great move on the outside blast. Oh, no, wow. Ryder made a fantastic move on the outside. And against anybody else, it was epic. And then that's got to just tug at your heart for Ryder, because Ryder had such a great game, got a great bout, and wow, made a move on the outside only to have Snot Rocket Science counter that with an inside move and sneak right in front for lead jam and got out of it. Wow, what an amazing, by both skaters, but from the Blue Ridge side, you got to go, ooh, how much, what do I got to do? Holy.
Yeah. Tiger Taylor against Aaron Jackson. Ice Ice Baby is the hashtag lead jam. Tractor Taylor is sent back by Mad Dog Murph. 62 Fancy Smancy and also Tic Tac Tony. But Tony caught up in the defense up front. And that does it for that jam. 3 points scored. Following this, the Columbia Quad Squad will face the Dub City Resistance.
And that game is the 1 o'clock game. And I've been asked to remind everyone that beer sales in the venue, those of you in the venue, beer sales will end at halftime of the 1 o'clock game until the halftime of the game after the juniors.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
right.
We do not, yes, we put the beer away. We get out of here. So if you are going to partake of a cold, frosty adult beverage, you must do so before the 1 o'clock, halftime of the 1 o'clock game, or you must wait until it comes back.
Right. Alcohol is not to be consumed at a JRDA game. That is in the rules.
So half of you are going, wow, that's pretty cool. But the other half are going, oh, wait, I better go ahead and get one at halftime so that I'll be okay until they open back up. See, there's two different ways, the points of view on that. Never mind. Anyway.
Speaking as past and present personnel of the JRDA in various capacities, we stand by that call.
Absolutely.
And we welcome our new insect overlords. Simpsons reference.
Also, Three Dog Roots food truck is here out front doing a lot of great things. I saw him pulled in. It looks interesting. Lots of veggie options and stuff, I think. So if smoked pork isn't your thing, run out there too. The Three Dog Roots food truck is out there in the front.
If smoked pork is not your thing,
well,
you're missing out.
Now, if it is your thing.
Take that out of context.
Now, if it is your thing, you know what you can do.
Right behind us.
Absolutely. You can go to the Albuquerque booth right behind you, get your sold for the thing. But if not, once again, the Three Dogs Roots food truck is here. So, also, one of the merchandise struggles when you come to a tournament is, do I have to buy my shirt right as soon as I get there? Because what if they sell out? Or wait, what if I wait? Well, this year's advantage goes to those of you that waited, because from here on out, Franky Panky shirts are discounted to $15.
Oh, my Lanta.
$15 Franky Panky tournament T-shirts. Those of you that were trying to just decide whether to wait or not, congratulations, you win.
That doesn't always work. We're having a timeout because of a technical issue with the computer, and it looks like it's back. However, we do know that 196 points were not scored in the previous jam, despite the effectiveness of some of the New Jack City Rollers thus far. But you know how it is. I think we can pick up from there and skate out the remaining minute 28, then we'll do a reboot. And if there happens to be a technical problem mid-jam, of course, what will prevail is what is kept in the infield as far as the time goes, and what is kept at the table as far as score goes. Are you waving because we're ready to play and nobody's paying attention to you, sir? Yeah? Yeah, we're ready anytime. Also, nice to see you again.
I thought Troy was like, hey, Al. Hey, Troy. How are you? We were exactly opposite on the track, lengthwise, so we were about as far away from the NSOs as we possibly could be.
We should
fix that. We should think about that. Why can't our tables be closer so that we can bond with the NSOs? I'm just saying.
Get to hear all the official secrets. Not a secret is Leanne Grohl' jammer, as she was shut down in a turn, but able to recover. as does Atomic Meltdown Devlin, number 235, back in play. .50 seconds to go and counting in the period. 197-34. 4-point score on that one. Ryder meeting up with Jam Sorella in what most likely will be the final jam of the period. 30 more minutes to go, and then, yes, we'll have the Columbia Quad Squad against the Dub City Resistance. How many? Ryder with the jump on Jam Sorella. Though Jam Sorella takes the outside and with lead Jam. Coco Fry with the defense. Also joined by Fancy Smancy, who recycles up. And Jam Sorella locked down by number 315, Coma Inducer. Also number 7 with the defense, Aurora Thunder it is. Fancy headed to the box. Well, to recognize 860, Shady Godiva back into play for the New Jack City Rollers. Good to see her again. And Jam Sorella called on a penalty just as quick as that. This is Aurora Thunder's shot.
Aurora Thunder bursting through the center on Blue Ridge, trying to take advantage of the situation as Jacksonville's jammer goes to the penalty box. Aurora now Thunder, great move. Oh, looks like going to be able to take the move. Tries to tuck in, face stutter step on the inside, goes to the out, forced down to one knee, comes back, circle around on the inside of the track, and now lateral movement back and forth by the Blue Ridge jammer, trying to work her in. Work her way through, and that Jacksonville wall is hard to get in, but there, yes, high set, and Aurora Thunder still working away, forced out on the outside of the front straightaway.
The new tag team is
in the 3 wall.
Yeah, the new tag team is Shady Godiva and Kelly Murphy with that one block. Now Murphy in the back.
As now Aurora Thunder coming back through. Again, gosh, it's, man, up against that Jacksonville wall, I get it, but Aurora Thunder being recycled to the back. And after that big burst of speed, now she just high steps on the inside, able to get through. But number 111, Jan Sorella, flying around the outside. Jan Sorella is such a talented individual on the skates. A Florida legend.
But 10-5 in favor of Blue Ridge as we reach halftime. 206-44 here at hashtag Franky Panky. If you'd like to contribute to this excellent stream you're watching, remember you can go to paypal.me/albdammENT. That's paypal.me/ALBDAMMENT.
All right, folks, we have reached halftime. Those of you listening out there on our Albedam Entertainment YouTube channel, thank you very much for hanging out. We hope you enjoy what you're seeing. We certainly enjoy bringing it to you. We're working real hard as a team, trying to try new things, and I think as we've done each tournament we've done, we've got a little bit better, and we'll keep learning. So by all means, please post your comments and talk to us out there because we care about what you think. We're certainly not going to be perfect, but we should work hard, and we try to bring very talented people in here to work with us, like Standby and the team. And bring people that, I mean, come on, where else can you be as Standby, Vince Hannity, DJ Ito's in the house, Skeesburger, and my crew. I'm going to take a second, just for a second, because Corey producing the announce table all weekend, managing it, and keeping everybody, I mean, Corey has done a great job managing. I've managed just the announce table part of this. Let's face it, we bit off a lot this weekend to try to do, and to do that we had to have a decent team in place. And I'm sorry to take a moment for self props, but I'm going to take it because we brought an audio person in, George, and we sound better than ever. But the sound when we started the tournament, you could hear both on the internet and in house, was a little bit off. And George has dialed us in to where we've been working on, and we're getting better, and we will continue to work better. The whole time that we're doing that, Corey is managing the announcer's schedule and making sure everybody knows where they're at and keeping everybody at bay. This table is not easy to manage, and Corey's been doing that. And the only reason we're able to do any of this is because for 2 days straight, Skiesberger has been trapped up in the crow's nest, and now today at least he has Rachel up there helping him with some camera work. We shout out to Rachel for coming in and being the camera person from USF's. If you guys see Rachel, or wave up to Rachel and tell her thank you for coming out and hanging out with us this weekend. Hopefully maybe we made a new Derby fan, right? So with Skiesberger up there, and he's worked real hard to bring it to you, I just wanted to take just a second to thank this announce team. And Tommy, you've helped us with a lot of the technicalities. Grab your mic for a minute and talk to me, dang it. Oh, never mind. Never mind. You can have my mic in a second. No. And you know what? George has done such a good job. George is allowed to say that. But part of it is having talented people come in like you and Vince Hannity, Ito coming in and adding to the whole aurora of the place. You can't do a tournament in Florida without DJ Ito. All the juniors back here working real hard, selling Albiq and selling pieces of tape. Yes, they're selling pieces of tape. Because for $1 you can get a piece of tape, and later on all the pieces of tape are going to be used to tape someone to the wall. I'm sure there are laws against that, but that's what's happening. And if you would like to pay $1 to vote on your favorite person, you can pay $1 to change the person on the board to see who's going to get taped. It scared me because it upset me a little bit because, well, I've been through a lot with Tampa Junior Roller Derby. I mean, you know that, right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And we work side by side together, and we work so hard together. And then I was on the list. Yeah. I have received votes, and for a while I was at the top. Right now, Coach Rojo is top on the list. So Rojo is you know what? I'm not there anymore. But Corey was on the list earlier. I don't know who did that. So if you would like to put somebody on the list, stop by the junior table, or if you'd like to add to the taping, right now there is 113 pieces of duct tape. Wow. 113 have been purchased. We just got to see who's going to get taped.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Vendor Village, and this is inside Vendor Village. What are you all selling here? It looks like merchandise for the juniors.
We have t-shirts, we have tumblers, we have water bottles, we have cups, we have coffee. We have a tip jar survey going on for which team is going to win. We have duct tape. Please buy duct tape. Please tell them somebody other than me. Do not put Pucker Punch on the wall. Don't do it. Somebody other than me needs to be on the wall today. So, yeah.
Thank you, Pucker. So this is the junior booth. They have T-shirts, as we said. They're selling some coffee. It's still a little bit early. Go grab yourself a cup of coffee. The duct tape will be back too. How are you? And you are?
Don't make me talk.
Okay, I'll interview you without you talking. So you are from the Blue Ridge Derby Girls. So come buy a T-shirt. How often do you get the Blue Ridge Derby Girls in your backyard to buy a T-shirt at? We're right here. Just come buy the jersey over here. Buy T-shirts, pins, buttons, stickers. Oh, and the most adorable baby onesie with a tutu ever. Thank you, guys. I'm really glad you're here. Thanks for being here. We're glad that Blue Ridge is here. We have the Unspoken wonderful beer table. I am standing here with strong, athletic women. So, what is strong, athletic women in a quick sentence? I love the shirts. I love the saying.
It means that you can be strong, athletic, and anything you want to be. Bam.
And it's an athletic line that you can buy the T-shirts that say that on there. And they're incredible. You can come meet the wonderful person selling that. Just want you know, out in Vendor Village, real quick, it's Corey. I'm talking to the vendors. The next one is skate gear. Wonderful, wonderful skate gear. If you need anything and you're a skater, we have it here. If you want something to take home, it's here. It's great. So, we have a bake sale. What are we selling? Are there any specials left? Awesome. I'm Corey, and you are?
Betty Bam Bam.
Good to meet you, Betty Bam Bam.
Good to meet you. You're kind of cute. Hi. So we've got a special going on right now. We have 2-for-1 donuts, and we have some parfaits left. They went down from $2 to $1. Come and get them before they are all gone.
Awesome. Thank you for having a chat. Wonderful looking confections. Look for the fedora. You'll know what I mean. Thank you, guys. We're about 4 minutes to roller derby.
If you're over 21 and you have $5, you might want to put your name in for that $5 basket of booze right now. The odds are ever in your favor. We have over 30 bottles. Over 30 bottles of liquor and spirits. This is home right now. This is what you want to do. If you want an awesome outfit like mine, half of it you can get here. You're going to want to go back over there to the Wrecking Mall and buy yourself a t-shirt. The Franky Panky t-shirt. It's very stylish, in case you couldn't tell. If you want the bottom half, you got to go to JCPenney's, go to the old man section. That's where these are. Beer on sale right now. $2 PBRs, $3 Bud Lights, and $4 cider. Guys, you're going to want to go ahead and vote for MVP, blocker, and jammer. If you could please, please, please vote. We need your votes. There's a really awesome prize for the winners. Very, very cool, that was created by one of our very own skaters here at Tampa Roller Derby. If you're looking for an after party tonight, it's going to be at the Pegasus Lounge. If you're a local, you will know about the Pegasus Lounge. If you are not, come find a local. We'll tell you exactly where it is. I will tell you now. It's at Nebraska and Fowler. You can also Google Pegasus Lounge. If you like sweet stuff, head on over and see Betty Bam Bam. She's selling some sweet stuff. We've got gluten-free, we've got vegan, we've got normal things. But if you eat gluten-free or vegan, the calories don't count, and they're delicious, just so you know. I'm not a doctor. You can't hold me to that. We're going to be getting started here in just a moment, guys. Al and Tommy are going to take over the mics, and they're going to announce for the second half. Getting ready, getting everybody lined up on the track now.
Are we having fun, people? Blue Ridge Tractor Taylor ready to go against number 6, Not Rocket Science. And I was mentioning these two teams had a history in 2012 and 2013. The first game with them came down to the final jam where it was a win by New Jacks. The second game was predicted to be a win by Blue Ridge in North Carolina, but New Jacks able to pull it out really by the start of the second half. So we'll see what happens here.
Snot Rocket Science and Tractor Taylor going to work. Snot works up through the middle, tries to get through that black 3-wall as Tractor Taylor goes on the outside. Takes lead jam for Blue Ridge coming out of the first half. Starting the second half, Blue Ridge Tractor Trailer racing around the track, coming back to re-engage in the pack, and comes up on that 3-wall of Jacksonville.
Right. Good awareness, good call off there, as it was Snot who earned lead, but no pass, no penalty. Despite being out of the pack first. So, again, good track awareness. 2 points for Blue Ridge, which not bad. Not a bad start, especially given that the other jammer was about to earn lead. But I saw pretty much from the line, I saw that trajectory on the outside. That was going to happen, and sure enough, she was out of the pack first. 480 Aaron Jackson on the inside, knocked out 315. That was coma inducer once again. Lead jam by Blue Ridge, Dr. Octopussy.
Oh my goodness! And Tractor Trailer, you were just commenting on Tractor Trailer getting out there in front, and how's you got to feel for her again. You're up against Aaron Jackson. Aaron Jackson on the inside with the apex jumps, blast on the side, and just dominated the Olympic athlete Aaron Jackson.
And
just taking over.
That's right. Dr. Octopussy can put that on her resume. I earned lead jam over Aaron Jackson.
Right. Ryder coming up now for Blue Ridge.
814 Leanne Grohl for the New Jack City Rollers in white. Lead jam by New Jacks.
Ryder chasing the pack, coming on through, but oh my goodness, Jacksonville on the inside. Quick call off, huh, Tom?
Call off from inside the pack, and 2 points to show for it.
Leon Grohl putting an end to things. Tractor Taylor coming up. You got up against Jamsterella, Tractor Taylor. There's a conversation going on. The coach of Jacksonville had a question and ran out real quick. And now there's official timeout.
Blue Ridge coach, the best dressed coach of the weekend, coming out to clarify also.
Sorry, dude. Got excited.
17 Tater, not to be confused with Taylor, number 6, jamming. But Taylor, last line of defense, I also see Chief Goober out there. 111 Jamsterella now pushing against that 3, and 3 again. And 6 on the inside, once again, lead jam Tractor Taylor. And apex jump and through and calling it off past all those New Jack skaters was Tractor Taylor. And calling it off, yes, in time. 2 points were scored.
Both jammers opening up great distances. You love watching fast skaters skate fast, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, but it's just, I liken it to watching a gazelle run. I mean, it's just to watching the flow of it. It's just amazing to see these athletes do what they do. As Octopushy goes up against
It's not rocket science who goes through lead jam. Through the pack it was. Dr. Octopushy continuing to do so. Snot, okay, that time a little more opposition, especially from 911 Trauma Queen. Through for 5 points. Aaron Go Brawl with the jammer. All in hold as Snot Rocket Science scores again. Octopusy on the outside, pass, Stephanie Gentz.
Oh.
No pass, no penalty on that one,
why?
that's fine. No harm, no foul, completed the initial pass, however, Snot calls it off in time, 4 more points.
Excuse me, sorry about that. Sometimes the derby starts speaking for itself and it leaves you speechless and you get tongue-tied. Wow. The Blue Ridge Jammer just was battling in and just did a sweet 360 move. Looked like going to make it. And then, nope, wait, was it a cut? Nope, and it just kept, as soon as you cleared one, another one would fly in from Jacksonville. That Jacksonville is such a talented team, and the Blue Ridge comes out there who are no slouches themselves. They're coming out there just really working, and they're really busting it out there, and just one obstacle after another. If you're not paying attention and watching some of the things going on with this Blue Ridge team, you're not paying attention.
Ryder with lead jam over Aaron Jackson. This is dare I say, a different game than we saw in the first half as Blue Ridge, no points on that one.
George.
2:22:48. Leanne Grohl jams against Tractor Taylor. Both looking for the same opening on the inside, but Leanne Grohl takes the middle out and lead jam. Taylor, though, swings past her teammates, now up and through on the initial.
Red Stiletto. Where are you? If you can see me, wave your hands. Never mind.
Grohl calls off the jam in time, 4
That's
points.
Rojo.
Do we have a question about the white Nissan Juke with the Texas plate?
Yes, I did,
Okay.
but I need to find red first. Red stiletto, if you were there.
Number 88, Dr. Octopussy against 111, Jam Starella. Octopussy on the outside, much the same as before. Lead Jam Blue Ridge. Stays in on one skate. No, knocked out of bounds. Corrects herself. And Atomic Meltdown in the back along with Fancy Smancy. However, Jam Starella able to score 1 point to Blue Ridge's 3. Call off not quite in time, but still net 2 for Blue Ridge. And I know I haven't been keeping stats in my head, but Blue Ridge possibly, basically what I'm trying to say, this is, as I said, a different game in the second half. Blue Ridge coming out proverbial guns a-blazing.
Yeah, the first half was a story of hard pack play on both times. I mean, yes, of course, Jacksonville highlights, but the second half, Blue Ridge coming in. Now it's a sprint between these two jammers. My goodness, look at this, Tommy.
Call off and no points, but still, let's hear it for both jammers.
Wow. What else can you say? Wow, right?
Tractor Taylor and Aaron Jackson top that. Blockers on the pivot line. Call somebody.
Aaron Jackson flying through. Sherlock showing the lead jammer sign for Olympian Aaron Jackson as Aaron Jackson now bursts through the center of that black wall. Taking it, oh my goodness, taking advantage of Tractor Trailer being forced back to the back of the pack, working away in. As Tractor Trailer now trying to work through and comes to another Jacksonville jammer as Aaron Jackson jumps on the inside. Oh my goodness, stand by.
Jump, says Van Halen and Aaron Jackson.
Shout out to DJ Ito. He knew what was happening.
Aaron Jackson says Jam Sorella isn't the only one. No, we've seen some great apex jumps all weekend long. Jam continues. Tractor Taylor and Aaron Jackson with a block. And another. Jammers are under no obligation to block a blocker. However, there you go. Atomic Meltdown sent to the penalty box. $23 points.
Leanne Grohl coming to the jammer line against Octopussy as we get set up to go to the next jam. 250-51 in favor of Jacksonville, but the score doesn't tell quite how hard both of these teams are hitting on the inside of the pack. Started to say earlier that was the story of the first half.
Right.
How the pack play just consumed, and if you think it's hard to skate fast, imagine having to do it after you've just pushed on 3 bodies on wheels. Think about it.
Yeah.
As Octopussy jumps out to Lee Jam for Blue Ridge.
And Lee Jam backwards at that.
Yes, and the star pass to number 301 for Jacksonville. Stand by.
Legs of Us is not closing. Legs of Us is open for business derby-wise. Derby-wise. Dr. Odd pushing through, 5-point pass. But Legs is going to the penalty box.
Octopussy working her way around the pack, going out the red turns between returns number 1 and 2. Now Octopussy dives down on the inside, 360 spin move, able to stay on in the track. How in the world did Octopussy do that? Great footwork by Octopussy as Octopussy now runs around, skating around, re-engaging into the pack.
This time re-engaged with Aaron Go Brawl and a host of others, but able to recover quickly. Took the outside, bet up by Stephanie Gentz. Legs are starting to play. I was going to check flat track stats to look up the point differential. However, I think we've broken it. All the exciting action over the weekend and some unexpected outcomes. Outcome of this jam, 19-4, net 15 points for the Blue Ridge All-Stars.
Exciting game of derby action going on here at the Franky Panky 2018. Stand by, and I appreciate you coming down. We have so much fun when you come down. You've been on a lot of my crews lately, right?
Yeah, I don't mind.
we
That's
usually
why I
have a
keep
good
coming
time.
doing it.
You've worked with me. We've gotten to where we work together quite a bit. Even when I've come to Jacksonville a couple times for some junior events, we've got to work together a little bit. Yeah, we have a good time. I'm glad that you came and everybody else that was able to make it to the trip, join the Team Tampa, because once again, most of us, after all, we are Team Florida.
Oh, definitely, and pro derby all around, because if these skaters weren't doing what they were doing, we wouldn't be here, and if the fans weren't around, it certainly wouldn't be as much fun.
Not only that, seriously, if you think about it, how many times do you get to work with the Lord of the Rink and the only announcer to have been at every single Franky Panky on this, the 9th year? Will Vince Hannity, the question is, Lord of the Rink, will he make it a decade next year at Franky Panky 2018? I don't need an answer now. Something to think about.
It's like the Undertaker's streak. Jam Sorella with lead jam over Ryder. Except Vince Hannity much more capable than the Undertaker at this point in his life, as far as I'm concerned. 1 point scored by Jam Sorella there.
Do you think if Hannity comes back next season and we can set it up, we can do the whole lighted Undertaker entrance when he walks out the back?
Yeah, we could arrange that.
That's epic.
Certainly moves faster.
Right? That's not even...
It's not rocket science. 6 versus 6 here, I do believe. It's not rocket science.
Here I am trying to prop
And
up our brother Hannity.
Tractor Taylor.
And you're taking shots at the Undertaker. What's wrong with you, man? Get back to roller derby. Blue Ridge. Oh.
No pass, no penalty on that for both. So let's keep going.
That's kind of cool.
And Pile Up and Cat Von at the bottom. But 13, the other 13 takes the fall. Poke a hot mess.
And the stalemate ends in favor of the team from North Florida, Jacksonville.
And a juke past Brutal. And another pass for both. 8-6, net 2 for New Jacks thus far. No signs of stopping. No, well, 4 points nonetheless. Everybody was passed upright and in bounds. And Snot just literally pushes through for 5 more. Kat Von Katie with the anchoring along with Stephanie Gentz in the back as Blue Ridge loses a blocker. Offense by Legs of Us. And more knocking her out of bounds. 40% off this jam, says Legs Are Us. Four more points scored makes this 27-10. That's 17 for New Jacks.
Aaron Jackson and Octopussy coming to the line.
3 quarters through the game, Dr. Octopussy and Aaron Jackson. Jackson takes the outside after a little bit of defense off the line, but given the space, Sharon's lead. Whoa!
Octopussy now coming with her own little footwork on the inside of her own. That's what I mean. I mean, it would be very easy to just, wow, this Jacksonville team is so impressive. But you have to realize that the Blue Ridge team, you go in there in that pack. There's a lot. They're really doing some fine skate play against this team. And when you see all the, we have a great eye to be able to see into some of the dynamics that go on the inside of a pack. And I would liken it to the inside, the center and guards in the NFL. Getting in there in the mud, and they do all the dirty work, and that darn jammer running back gets the credit.
I like that analogy, as so much is happening. Yes, the old announcer crotch, offense and defense happening at the same time, and strategy being played as an opening was attempted to be made probably about 5 seconds too early there by New Jack, speaking of the blockers. And a forearm called on Leanne Grohl. Trauma Queen with the star.
Ryder, it was oddly, and you know, as you work and you're fighting, that I think Ryder went to. Sometimes they pull the star pass off their helmet and they like they're going to pass it, and that's more of a strategic move. But
and a track cut nonetheless, as Trauma Queen did have the star, now does have to put it on, as she did have the star all along.
Yeah, the cut obviously did not come until after the proper pass of the star happened. So now that puts a power jam situation for Jacksonville.
Grohl continues where she left off. 30 seconds left in the jam. Legs Are Us with more offense, but once again, a little too early, at least for Poke a Hot Mess. Atomic Meltdown sent out. Taking the inside is Trauma Queen, and then on the outside, blocked at the last possible moment. Aaron Go and Stephanie Gintz, the the veteran Smash Sisters. You know what I mean, the established Smash Sisters they were. But Blue Ridge defense holding Leanne Grohl to just 9 points in that jam.
As now Tractor Trailer is suiting up, lacing up against Jamstrella.
Tractor Taylor, one of the most effective jammers for the Blue Ridge All-Stars in this game. Pretty much just pushing through the middle, and a big trip in the back. Own skater it was. Lead jam for Jamstrella.
I do hope that Bud and Rachel up there in the camera crow's nest, since we don't have the communication with them right now, but I sure hope they have some of these close-ups of Vince Hannity's antics over here in the press area with DJ Ito. Those of you out there on the feed, keep an eye over here, and he won't now if he hears me. Hopefully he's behind the speakers and he doesn't get this information.
We don't have a better use for camera number 2?
Yeah, we are running 2 cameras now, or we were earlier. I leave that on the production. That's out of my realm of tournament day responsibilities.
Dr. Octopussy and It's Not Rocket Science with their responsibility to break through the pack. And a defensive pack it is.
Those of you in-house, please. Right now we have entirely too many vendors sitting around doing nothing. You know what they need? They need someone standing at their table purchasing their ware. Please check out all our vendors. Look at Blackjack. There's no reason that Blackjack should have time to turn around and watch roller derby. You guys go out there and check out that Blackjack's booth.
Blackjack should be charging for autographs.
We got
And there should be a line a mile long.
Tampa Roller Derby has a bake sale, travel bake sale going on over there. There's the basket of booze. There's raffle tickets. The juniors are selling their ware and selling albecue so you can eat. And there's a food truck outside.
Ooh. Aaron Jackson cut track.
Wait, you can't do that.
3 of them called Aaron Jackson for cutting track. It was like, oh, you better check the temperature below us.
How'd you like to be an official? It is an Olympian.
5 points for Lady Ryder.
As Vince McMahon storms out of the back, you can't call it.
And Ryder, what a maneuver. Ryder with Kelly Murphy and bridging several skaters. Five points so far by Ryder. But defense on fleek once again. 3:15 coma inducer drawing back Jackson.
You know, I don't not to be a you get to watch these. It's kind of like me in Tampa. I get spoiled because I have some very talented skaters that I get to see on the regular, and you have very talented skaters that you get to watch all the time as being part of Jacksonville. So that's shout out to you. Shout out to you. But for the rest of us to be able to watch Jacksonville is pretty cool. But it's something I thought about just, there are skaters on this Jacksonville squad that last time you and I called them together, we were at championships.
Yep.
Right? How's that?
Right.
That's my favorite thing about calling juniors is I used to keep a count, and I think I lost track of how many juniors I've called at both levels. When I first started, the MVP of the first game I ever called by myself was a junior bout, and it was Anna Chang.
Oh.
And then she graduated and went straight to the Tantrums travel team and now skates for Atlanta. And so I kind of like to keep track of the junior derby people that I've called at both levels that are now calling at the adult. That's my favorite stat.
Yep.
And it goes to what you and I have had, the conversation you and I have had many times about junior roller derby being the future of our sport. And that's why you and I are both involved with JRDA quite a bit. And yeah, I'm going to take a second to talk about the juniors because they are the future of our sport. And those of you out there in Derbyland, if you are not actively involved and do not have an active junior league that you are either grooming or making basically part of your system, you're not doing this right. Jacksonville is involved with their juniors. Look at Jacksonville. Tampa is always in the mix. They're involved with their juniors. And I'm not worried about the house right now, but those of you out there listening in the feed land, because I think most of the people inside can't hear me, but those of you out there listening, get involved in junior roller derby and do it now because it is the future of our sport. Think about your league when you're fresh meat, quote unquote, your new skaters, instead of having hardly no skating experience, they're going to have 8 to 10, not skating experience, but roller derby experience.
Right. Absolutely. And you say it's the future is now, and we've seen it, and we're continuing to see it. Leanne Grohl and Tractor Taylor now following that timeout. Lead Jam Blue Ridge. No, it isn't. It's a penalty And a call off because Grohl didn't see it either. So Jam Starella did it, Grohl did it, and, you know. In the house, if you lost a phone and or a wallet, come up and describe it to Vince Hannity, and he will return it to you. Again, if you lost a phone and or a wallet, come and describe it to Vince Hannity. Lead Jam Zarella. That time, Jam Zarella met up. Good defense on the charge, number 7, the veteran Aurora Thunder. Mary Beth Lambert. Mary Beth Lambert. This is your shout out. You win some money that was yours to begin with and some credit cards. Jam Zarella scoring.
Four minutes and 44 seconds left to go here in the bout. As our next bout coming up will be Why do I keep looking at the wrong day? I've done that 3 times. It's womp womp.
It's Sunday, right?
Yes, it is Sunday. Correct. It's day 2. We're not going to get to do this tomorrow.
Well, we can be here tomorrow if anybody else wants to show up, you know. But
if they can survive the after party.
Yeah.
Folks, if you're in the Tampa area, come out to Pegasus tomorrow night around 10-ish as, oh, those tonight, womp womp. You got me coming out to Pegasus Club on Florida Avenue tonight as Tampa Roller Derby and the Derbyverse, that is Franky Panky, all the Franky Pankians converge and have a karaoke / jam party at Pegasus nightclub.
As our game show colleague Bill Cullen once said when one of his shows was canceled, well, I'm still going to come here Monday and ask some questions, so if anybody wants to show up and answer them, go ahead. But yes, Sunday here at the Wrecking Hall. Franky Panky, 2 days this year. Almost seems criminal that it's a 2-day event this year. We want more Franky Panky.
We can stretch it Friday, Monday, and do 4 days.
No.
All right. Okay, never mind. I'm in. For next year for the 10th anniversary tournament, we can do a 4-day tournament, Friday to Monday. Okay, maybe not.
Nobody's looking at you when you say that. Is he talking to me? No.
Never mind. Well, even Vince Hannity's not moving anymore. Vince Hannity is hiding behind standby now so that he does not have to.
4 minutes to go in the period. It's not rocket science against Tractor Taylor. Snot with lead jam as Tractor Taylor returns to play. And, yep, losing a blocker to the penalty box. Fancy smancy for New Jacks. 4 points for Snot. Stephanie Gentz with the block, but didn't quite follow through enough as Tractor Taylor completes the initial. Dodges poke a hot mess. And jam is called. Was it called in time? Apparently so. Legs are us gesturing about her shoulder. I think the biggest injury of the weekend was seen in the Tampa Tantrums game, and we'll see if we see Haley Dubinsky back today.
Yeah, we've had a lot of, but there's been a lot of hits. So the games yesterday, there was some aggressive. I mean, just wow. Again, maybe that's because I keep bringing up the pack play this whole entire weekend, like this bout has been.
Blockers deserve as much credit as the jammers, because otherwise, what did the jammers earn if they didn't have to break through any blockers?
Folks, coming up at 1 o'clock, Columbia Quad Squad is going up against Dub City Resistance, another part of Team Florida, traveling up to be part of Franky Panky 2018, and facing Columbia Quad Squad, who was here yesterday and pulled off an amazing against Team United.
It was.
It was very impressive.
Jackson on the floor and looked up at the referee like, you're going to call that? No. Whoa, big. It's Jackson ready to. I thought she wanted to engage the jammer, but the jammer's still working on. Oh! 77, Kelly Murphy with that shoulder.
You mean the Kelly Murphy that I spoke of earlier that we called together in Colorado last year for Nationals? That Kelly Murphy?
Yep, that's her. The adult version.
Bigger, faster, stronger.
We have the technology. Official review called by Blue Ridge, no doubt. 21 points scored by New Jacks. Well, I don't know. Coach Refty jumped in too. So what's being discussed, we'll find out momentarily. Vince Hannity suggesting possibly a. Okay, we'll wait. We don't want to influence. Hey, refs! By the way, here's how we saw it.
You know, before we leave this one,
I almost did that in Key West. That was, I'm like, no, let me wait on this. I'll tell you what I saw after they confirm what I saw.
Oh, okay. While you're waiting on what you saw, hey, do me a favor. Talk to me for a minute. Just kidding. Vince, why are you let me borrow him.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
I know. Stop it. My point exactly. Give me stand. Can I borrow standby for a minute? You don't mind, do you? Anyway, the Columbia Quad Squad, and Dub City Resistance coming up next. And I was real excited about this one as you go ahead and take the official thing. But I was real excited because I've been looking for a chance to showcase two members of Team Tampa's announced team. And these happen to be the talented skaters / announcers, Betty Bam Bam and Mary Chaos and Betty Bam Bam, talented skaters for Tampa, also talented members of my announce team, will be bringing you the Quad City Dub City game coming up next. But now let's go back to Riggins. Stand by with the official call.
And it was not what Vince suspected, by the way, but more on that later. No, what that was, there was attempted forearm call on Kelly Murphy, or what Blue Ridge wanted as a forearm call. However, there was already shoulder contact. The skater was already going down, so it was just incidental contact and no penalty assessed. Lady Rider with lead jam for Blue Ridge. Four points also. Blue Ridge losing a blocker. Legs are us waves as coast blocker. All the gesturing among the studio audience as if, yeah, anyway. Coaching from the crowd it was. Jam is called. Official time is up. 7 points scored by Blue Ridge All-Stars.
That's the way to end it. Great job, Blue Ridge. Shout out to Blue Ridge. Thank you once again for coming, making your way to Franky Panky. We certainly appreciate you be here. Jacksonville, we know the buzzsaw that you just ran into.
We're not done yet. Official review called by New Jacks. Every point counts, and not that a penalty call would mean anything unless you're playing bank track. Then they continue playing until all the penalty time is cleared. But so this most likely has to do with something else. How omnidirectional are these microphones? I guess we'll find out in the comments. But
Get what?
all right, let's hear this one.
And Jacksonville reviewing, wanting the review, trying to get some points, but the Jammer referee confirms it stays a 0, so the call is going to stay. Oh, come on, Jacksonville. Really? Come on.
Every point counts.
Whatever, I know.
That will stand, it appears, 347 to 97.
Jacksonville knows I love them.
Yeah, we know.
We are part. I'm like that drunk uncle.
That sign has come into play a few times.
I'm sure the camera was on that. I respectfully disagree. I see that. Oh, Jacksonville.
Come on up and slap hands with some of the finest skaters in the world, the Blue Ridge All-Stars and Jacksonville's New Jack City Rollers.
Absolutely, as Jacksonville takes their lap. Thank you once again to Jacksonville and all their fans, and to you, sir, for representing your league and, well, the state of Florida, as we help put the spotlight on Team Florida and roller derby down here in the South. We have fun doing what we do, and we like doing it with our brethren across the state of Florida. Thank you very much. As Blue Ridge now takes their victory lap, because to have a decent roller derby tournament, you have to have people to skate. Thank you, Blue Ridge, for coming in and representing your league.
Absolutely. Blue Ridge challenging some of the top teams in the world, and they're among the top teams, too. Remember
yes, they
that.
are. And Blue Ridge holds a very dear place in those of us in Tampa's heart, because if I'm not mistaken, that was the first league for number 103 on the Tantrum Crush Groove.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Did I just throw some trivia knowledge out? What is Al
roller derby history once again? the Howard Finkel of roller derby.
Al B throws out some derby knowledge that wasn't provided to him by somebody else. Roller derby history has been made. Thanks, standby. Thanks, standby. Folks, we'll be back in just a few minutes with the next bout. Columbia and Dub City, featuring on the mics Mary Chaos and Betty Bam Bam. Tampa and roller derby's own female double duo.
Fans, just a reminder, your Franky Panky 2018 t-shirts, now $15 each. Sunday sale. Your Franky Panky t-shirts available at the Wrecking Mall, $15 each. Also a reminder, our Three Dog Roots food truck is now present. Good to see you, Miss Hunter. Of course, Tree Dog Roots Food Truck is present if you are looking for your food truck needs. Also, one last reminder, last call for beer will be halftime of our 1 o'clock game, because our 3 p.m. game will be a JRDA sanctioned game, and in accordance with the policies and wishes of the JRDA, we will not be selling alcohol during the juniors game. So if you want alcohol for the early afternoon, you've got the halftime of this next game to buy it. We will not be selling it during our 3 p.m. game between the Des Moines Derby Brats and the home team, Tampa Bay Junior Roller Derby. George, do you have stuff we need to plug? Well then, George, I'm going to hand it off to you and let you do what you do so well. So, George, take it away. It's yours.
Hello. Beer on sale right now. You want to get yourself a $2 PBR, a Bud Light for $3, or a cider for $4. That's where you want to go.